All right, gang, we just have some urgent breaking weather news, and that is that a tornado warning has been issued from that storm cell that I showed you that was coming out of Lee County, now pushing into Hancock County, and that tornado warning will be in effect as we go through the next half hour or so. As I put on the basic details here on that, the tornado warning will go in effect from now until 5:45, and some of the cities that it will be impacting are Idson and also Sneedville. Along, well, Sneedville obviously in Hancock County, Idson in Hawkins County. Let me go ahead and grab the bulletin that we got from the National Weather Service, and I'll read you exactly what this warning entails. At 5:14, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Sneedville, moving to the east at about 30 miles per hour. Now, this is a radar-indicated tornado. There is not a confirmed report of a tornado, but there's a rotation being indicated by Storm Track 5 Doppler radar, and this storm will be near Sneedville around 5:25 this evening. So that's just about 10 minutes away, not even that, from the Sneedville area. Let's go ahead and show you our Power 5 Doppler radar and show you which cell actually has the warning with it. You can see the warning polygon right there. I'm going to turn that off so we get a better idea of where the circulation is with this particular cell as it continues to track off to the east, kind of southeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Let me zoom in a little tighter here and show you. We've got to the storm that's moving through Hawkins County now, that's near Rogersville. That is not the storm that's being warned for the tornado. It's this one right here that is approaching the Sneedville area. It's pushing off to the southeast, east-southeast at about 30 miles per hour. Let me go ahead and stop this and show you the velocity of this at the current time. The velocity that was indicating the possible rotation. And you can see right here where we have the green colors right here. This is a wind that is moving away from the radar, which is in Morristown, and then we got the red right through here that is moving toward the radar in Morristown. So what you got here are opposing wind fields. We got a little couplet, we call it, in the low to mid part of the storm right now, and that indicates that we could have some rotation within the storm that may be significant enough to produce a tornado. Now, of course, it's important that you are taking cover right now, obviously in the Sneedville area of Hancock County, but this storm is pushing off to the southeast at about 30 miles per hour. So we can put this into motion here and show you the direction. Some of the communities that are in line immediately for this storm right now, of course, be the Sneedville area. And again, let me draw on here where the signature of that tornado would be. It's about right in here. You can see almost kind of a little bit of a hook right through here. So this storm is right on top of the Sneedville area right now. And folks in Hancock County in particular, areas from Sneedville points north and eventually points east. I think you can see Evanston probably will be clear as far as the tornado being over your area, but we can see some of the other smaller communities in Hancock County that would be in line for this storm. Again, it looks like the Sneedville area is certainly going to be in a dangerous position here over the next 10 minutes or so, and we do urge caution and ask that obviously that you take cover now in a safe place, and the best place is a cellar. If you have a basement or cellar, that would be the best place. Otherwise, the best place in a sturdy structure would be in the center of your home, in a closet or a bathroom, away from windows. The best way to take cover would be putting as many walls between you and the outside of your house. So if you can be in kind of the center, inner part of your home, away from windows, that would be the area that would be safest. And of course, we always urge folks to have a safe place to evacuate during a tornado warning if you live in a mobile home, because those structures are the least safe to be in during a tornado warning. So if you have friends, if you have relatives that might be coming in line for this storm as it's coming through the Sneedville area right now, places like Merletown, Kyles Ford. Looks like Kyles Ford would probably not be in the tornado part of the storm, but it is pushing off to the east, southeast at about 30 miles per hour. So that's going to take it into the Hawkins County area very shortly. And I'm going to put a little storm track on this for you and give you an idea of where this would be heading as we go through the next hour or so. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and put this is the part of the storm right through here that is producing the possible tornado right now. It's moving off to the east at about 35 miles per hour, and so that would take it over the next half hour or so. Let's see here, get the storm track on here. As we go through time here, it would be taking it towards Stony Gap School around 5:26, Stacy around 5:30, Itsen about 5:34, Itsen School 5:34, Burgoynesville about 5:51, Hawkins County Airport around 5:52, Longs Bend around 5:58, and Long Bend Baptist Church around 5:58 as well. The larger part of the storm is obviously stretching here from about Kyles Ford to Sneedville, pushing off to the east, kind of southeast, at about 30 miles per hour. So you can see kind of a broader perspective here of some of the communities that would be in line for the intense rains and perhaps some hail. Let's say Livesay Mill around 5:22, Itsen about 5:34, Shiloh School about 5:34, Alumwell around 5:41, Church Hill about 5:50, Burgoynesville about 5:53, Christian Bend about 5:57, and Blossom about 6:02. Now this tornado warning is in effect until 5:45. We'll continue to keep a look at as far as the velocity within the storm that prompted the National Weather Service to issue that tornado warning to see, if that circulation continues. We can go back to the storm relative velocity here, and you can see the most recent scan, that red polygon, that is the area that is under the tornado warning until 5:45, but we're still seeing a pretty decent little couplet here with the opposing wind fields. Again, right through here, we got the wind moving away from the radar, which is in Morristown. So we got the winds kind of going in this direction like this away. And then with the red part of the velocity field, we've got the winds right through here coming toward the radar. So that would be kind of going like this. And so those opposing fields right there. And when you see the gate-to-gate shear like that, that's when you kind of keep an eye on for the possibility of a possible tornado. It's a radar-indicated tornado right now, but it's a pretty decent little couplet, though. And we're just getting an update right now from the National Weather Service. Let me go ahead and read that for you. All right, so this is an update as of about 5:23, and the National Weather Service in Morristown continues to indicate, the Doppler radar continues to indicate a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. And about 5:23, which is right now, it was right over the Sneedville area, actually looking like it might now just beginning to push off to the east of Sneedville at this hour, moving off to the east at 30 miles per hour. And of course, with a tornado possible, that would indicate that we could be looking at some damage to trees and perhaps even structures as we continue to monitor the progress of this storm, pushing off to the east about 35 miles per hour. Let me see if we got what we can look at here as far as the hail is concerned. Let's put on this right here. So right there, you can see the scan looks to be a little bit low, but this is kind of a look at the updraft within the storm itself. And you see the brighter colors there that are along, let's see, this would be Highway 33 off to the northeast of Sneedville. Now, this would be right through this zone here is where we likely would have had the heaviest, or at least the largest hail with it as it was pushing off to the southeast. But this is actually an old scan. We'll probably be getting one up shortly, but that part of the storm is probably more like right here off to the east of Sneedville. So I would say the tornado part of this storm, as we take a look at the storm relative velocity again, and I'll take off the tornado warning. But right now, this thing's zipping right along. So right now, let me just show you. Here's Sneedville, right here, all right? And here is where our rotation seems to be most likely. As I kind of zoom in here, maybe right in this zone right here is where the likelihood is that we could see the possibility of a tornado, and that'd be right near the Stony Gap School, near Clinch River School, Grassy Springs School, Merletown, all of these areas right through here in Hawkins and Hancock County need to be taking cover right now. I mean, this storm is moving off pretty quickly off to the east, about 30 miles per hour, and the I'm going to draw this line right here. Here is the line that separates Hawkins County right there and Hancock County right here. So right here is the Hawkins-Hancock County line, and that storm is moving right now into Hawkins County from Hancock County. Let's go ahead and put the reflectivity back on here. This is where we can get an idea of where the heaviest part of the storm is, and that may be producing some hail as well as some high winds, possibly dangerous winds as well as the possibility of some hail. But right now, I would show you here, this is what we normally look at as far as precipitation usually. This is not the wind field. This is what we show you, most of the time with Power 5 Doppler radar, the reflectivity, and it just kind of gives you a feel. The brighter the reds, the oranges, even some of those darker reds there, indicating where the returns from after the radar, hits the precipitation, comes back. That's where the strongest precipitation is falling, and you can see that now is crossing in areas of Hancock into Hawkins County. So I want to urge folks in Idson, for example, Lee Valley. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little tighter here. Areas, as I mentioned, near the Stony Gap School, right through that zone there appears to be where the dangerous part of the storm. I would say right through here right now as it comes across from Hancock County to Hawkins County. There's Bird Creek Road. We've got Black Sheep Hollow Road, Grassy Springs Road, Clinch School, that's in Idson. We got Merletown, Clinch Valley Road. These areas right now, obviously you all need to be taking shelter in a safe structure, and the best place to be is in a sturdy structure, obviously, away from windows, and if you have a basement or a cellar, that's obviously the best place to be, but of course a lot of homes don't have that, and so you want to be in an interior room, away from windows. Get into maybe a closet or a bathroom under the stairs or something that will protect you, and if you got a helmet, even like a bike helmet or something like that, or some pillows or something cushiony to kind of wrap your head around that could shield you from any flying debris should this tornado, or at least this potential tornado, touch down and cause damage at your residence. So we do continue to want to keep everybody that informed on where this is going. So again, the tornado warning is in effect until 5:45 this evening. So about another 17 minutes or so. But as we check out the latest, here, let me give you look at the wind field right here. So I'm going to take off the warning again. You can see where the tornado warning is in effect. But the part of the storm now that would have the potential, and it still has some decent rotation showing up here. I can show you, for example, all right, so the winds that are coming toward the radar right there at 44 miles per hour, and the winds that are kind of going away from it are about 33 miles per hour. So that's a decent difference in wind velocity within that small, tight area, and that's obviously why the National Weather Service was obviously sounding the alarm for the possibility of a tornado. I'm going to change my colors here on the
Dave, let's talk about exactly what the Weather Service is issuing. What's the difference in the warning, and are people in imminent danger?
Absolutely. So that's the difference. A tornado watch, which there is not one in effect right now, is issued for when the atmospheric conditions are favorable for the possibility of severe storms that might produce tornadoes. That happens, usually involves a lot of real estate, one or more parts of many states,
Okay.
And a tornado warning means that it's either been indicated by radar, which we've been showing you on our Power 5 Doppler radar, or it has actually been seen. Now, we have not have any evidence, not evidence, but any first-hand accounts that we have a tornado, but it's pretty strong circulation. In fact, it's even getting a little stronger. Let's go back to the radar right now. This is a new scan that we just got in, and you can see that the wind velocities within this little couplet that we call it have actually increased since the last scan here. Let me go ahead and show you. That little pixel right there shows a 59 mile per hour wind coming toward the radar, and a 42 mile an hour wind coming away from it. So you got that we call it gate-to-gate shear. So if you can come back on camera just real quickly, I want to keep people able to see the radar, but you got winds coming this way at 59 miles per hour, and you got winds coming this way at 42 miles per hour.
Does that indicate a rotation?
Yeah, that's where the rotation comes into play. That's what sent the bells and whistles off for the National Weather Service to issue this tornado warning. But I think this is a pretty significant chance, or at least a good chance, that we might have a tornado.
So we need to take cover, and absolutely under no condition should anyone be going outside in these conditions right now, but go to the lowest point in your house, get away from the windows, get into a door jamb. Even closets are safe places in situations like this. We also have our team of meteorologists, more people coming in to help with this coverage right now. Dave is going to show you exactly here where this is happening. Meteorologist Sydney Welch, we're going to get a microphone on you in just a moment and make sure we have team coverage of this event.
Let's get her a mic if we can real quick. Thank you for coming, Sydney. And here is what we have as far as the position of that storm right now. I'm going to put it into motion here. And Sydney, the latest here from the National Weather Service is that there was a possible tornado indicated by radar. This was about 10 minutes ago, and that's when it came over the Sneedville area of Hancock County. And so it's moved from Hancock County now into Hawkins County. And there's been some pretty good shear as far as what they look for in a possible tornado, with the winds coming to and going away from the radar. And right now the dangerous part of the storm would be right through here, I would say. Yeah, they just kind of cut back on the National Weather, just cut back on the warning for Hancock County.
I'll go grab that.
All right.
We also received a photo that I can get up from email,
okay.
And that was in Hawkins County.
Okay.
That somebody had sent us in a photo.
There's a photo. So that right there is the area that has the possible tornado right now, and it does appear that it's now moving into the Idson area, probably already into the Idson area. We'll zoom in a little tighter here and show you some of the cities, some of the roads that are in the dangerous part of the storm right now. And I would say Clinch School. We have one of our weather stations in the Clinch School in the Idson area. This is along Clinch Valley Road, areas around Birds Creek Road, Grassy Springs Road, Copper Ridge Road, and then there's the Idson area. Now, if we go downstream a little bit here where the storm has yet to come, we'd be looking at Poor Valley Road and Jones Road and Pressman's Road, Home Road, Laurel View Church, Lumwell, there's Kepler Chapel. We'll go ahead and do a little track on this and just give you an idea of what, kind of the approximate times and the approximate areas that would be impacted by this storm here over the next hour or so. We got a new scan right there. So if this is moving off to the east, kind of southeast at about, well, I'm going to have to do that again here. Hold on one second. Go back up a little bit on this so that I can get a full 30 miles out of that. All right. Okay, I'm going to pull back a little bit here and give you kind of a broader view. Now, we also have a storm that looks pretty suspicious that's now in the Bayliston area as well. Anyway, I'm going to do the storm track on this. So this one right here is moving off to the east-southeast about 30 miles per hour, and that's moving pretty quickly. So on its present course, it would be heading in toward the Hawkins County Airport, Burgoynesville, Blossom between now and 6 o'clock, Blair Gap, Fall Branch, Gabtown, Dobbins Bennett High School, beyond that. All right, so we're getting a new warning here. That should be coming out here shortly. All right, let's clear that. Now that looks suspicious. Now, Dobbins Bennett, that would not be in line for that. That was...
Yeah, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Sneedville, moving east at 45 miles per hour. So the hazard right now is the tornado. This is radar indicated rotation that we're seeing, but you do want to get to your safe place immediately if you are within the red area of this tornado warning.
This has passed Sneedville by quite a ways right now. Okay, what do we got? We got a... All right, so let's kind of get back out of this, and I'll try to put everything back into motion. All right, so is that the new one right there?
Yeah, this is a new one.
So a tornado warning has been issued for central Hawkins County and northeastern Greene County until 6:15. At 5:34, about a minute ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. They keep putting near Sneedville. That is past Sneedville, but it's a radar-indicated rotation, and just coming across the Idson area. I want to take off the warnings here real quick. All right, so there we go. Now, all right, so it looks like on the latest scan, perhaps, as we zoom in a little tighter, Sydney, that the storm that's being warned for the tornado right now has just come across the Idson area of Hawkins County along Highway 70.
Yes, so you can see Blevins area that will be next to receive some of the heavy rain from the beginning of this storm. And what's the rotation?
We can look at the velocity right now, the storm relative velocity right now. Still showing, we're still showing a pretty decent little area of rotation here around the Alumwell. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly, but once again, here's the area of opposing winds right through here. And so the possible tornado would be generally in this, somewhere in that range here between areas of north of or south of Idson to north of Striggersville right now in Hawkins County, and pushing off to the east at about, actually the forward speed's been picking up. The latest is at southeast at about 45 miles per hour.
Yeah, so Devil Nose Road, that would be an area that's very soon seeing this. Blevins, as I was saying before, Old Stage Road, Hawkins County Airport.
What?
Hear you right now,
right.
But keep talking, because as soon as it comes off, you're going to need to repeat what you said.
Okay.
Repeat what you said when that comes off.
I didn't know what you're talking about there for a minute. All right, so we are getting one of those required. All right, tell us when we can be heard again.
If you need a break and you want to talk to us for a second, you can.
All right, so we're going to continue to monitor the. All right, sounds good. So apparently, folks, if you can hear us, we've been told that we are not getting any audio out right now, as this required broadcast of the tornado warning is being conducted. All right, so we are now back on, our audio's back on. So we were talking about still that very impressive circulation rotation being indicated by Doppler radar coming across. Let me kind of pull back a little bit, give a broader view, get Idson back on there. And you can see that this storm right now is perhaps losing some of its rotation here in the last scan.
Yeah, it does look like it lost a little bit of
Don't want to let
steam.
anybody put their guard down.
No, you still want to be in your safe place, definitely, if you're in Burgoynesville.
But if we zoom in a little tighter here, you can see as it was coming, let me put it kind of in slow motion here. All right, so here is when it was at its peak. Yep. I mean, that was really scary looking velocity right there. You can see the orange there, that yellow, that was where we had like 59 mile an hour winds coming toward and 42 mile per hour winds going away. I mean, that was at the peak of the rotation being the strongest. Now, as we've gone through time, that rotation seems to be weakening a little bit. You can see how it's kind of gone from that to that. So we're getting more of a uniform wind field within the storm itself. But still, the possibility of a tornado is real. The tornado warning has been continued through 6:15. And we can put that, let me show you where that warning is right now. All right, so the warning that is in effect right now until 6:15 is this one right here. Let me put the specifics on real quick. Right here. So here's the latest one that's flashing. This tornado warning is in effect until 6:15 this evening and includes areas around Bayleton and Idson and Geraldstown, Rogersville, Burgoynesville. Let me zoom in a little bit tighter here, and you can see, I think I can zoom in. There we go. So this would be the warning that goes through 6:15 for Alumwell, Striggersville, Belvins, Amos, Honeycutt, Hawkins County Airport, Burgoynesville. Just kind of clips the Rogersville area and the McDonald Golf Club. But Kepler, Brown Mountain School, Beach Creek Road, Van Mill, North Fork Baptist Church, Longs Bend, Christian Bend, Blossom, and then it does extend into northeast, northern parts of Greene County. So this warning does include the Bayleton area, Lost Mountain School, West Pines Elementary School, Geraldstown, Holland Mill, Union Temple, and also Newmansville, the northern part of Greene County. I'll zoom back a little bit, and you can see geographically what part of the Greene County and what part of Hawkins County. It's basically the middle part of Hawkins County. It does not include the Churchill, Mount Carmel area. It kind of gets right up to Fall Branch, but Fall Branch officially is not in this warning right now. But it does then head into areas of northern Greene County. Sydney, that would also include Interstate 81 between Bayleton and Fall Branch.
Yeah, so that's what we're seeing. I actually just got a phone call from the newsroom asking if Greene County was included. So yeah, the northern portions
until 6:15
of Greene County is
all right, so
in that.
we had talked about, Sydney, just a few minutes ago about that storm that was moving through northern Greene County, and now we've just gotten an issue, a severe thunderstorm warning issued for this storm right here that is moving through the northern part of Greene County. Now, this is not the tornado warned storm, all right?
No.
The one that's being warned for tornado is right here, crossing 11W in Hawkins County, right near the Burgoynesville area. But the new warning, and this is a severe thunderstorm warning, is in effect. Why don't you go ahead and read that?
Yeah, so 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The main threat with this is going to be quarter-size hail. You can see the hail core with those lighter pink colors
So
right now.
right through here.
Yeah, just north
right
of
here
Newmansville.
is where the greatest updraft is right now. And I bet when we put on our hail tracker, we're probably going to see some hail being indicated by radar right there. Let me go get that.
Also, gusty winds are expected with that, and of course, very heavy rain.
Did they have any indication on what, how it was moving and?
Yeah, we're seeing it moving
communities?
east at 30 miles per hour, and Washington County, Northeast Greene County, Northeastern Unicoi County, and West Central Carter County.
All right, so right now, this is the part of the storm. This is the vertical integrated liquid. This is the area that has the deepest updraft, the strongest updraft, and the potential to produce the heaviest or the largest hail in that right now. And that does include areas around Union Temple and Graysburg, heading south toward Milberton and Clear Springs. Looks like it stays north of Newmansville, the part of the greatest hail. Again, this here is telling us where we have the greatest possibility of some hail.
Yeah, so that hail can definitely be up to quarter size. That's what the warning is indicating. So we're keeping an eye out for hail damage to vehicles and potential roofs and siding.
All right, so right now I'm drawing a line for where Interstate 81 is right now. So the hail core appears to be south of Interstate 81. We would love to hear from you once it's safe. If you're getting any severe weather, have any damage reports, if you have any hail reports, if you have anything that would be useful for our coverage, we would encourage you to go to our WCYB.com/chime-in page.
And we did receive this photo in Rogersville. This was, I think, facing the rotation when it had first begun.
Right.
You can see the cloud dipping down just a bit. It just looks very ominous out there. But yeah, we definitely do like to see your photos. It gives us a better idea of what's going on out there.
All right, so I'm going to pull back a little bit here and talk about this second warning, because to me it looks like perhaps the storm that may become the strongest here in the next few minutes, and may already be, is the storm that is causing the severe thunderstorm warning. As I zoom in a little tighter here, and all right, so this is the storm that's being warned for right now.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and it looks like the dangerous part of the storm is right about here, just off to the east of Bayleton, where we still have that deep kind of purple color in the reflectivity, indicating where the hail, the strong winds are most likely. This storm, how fast is this one moving?
It's
Sydney?
moving at 30 miles per hour.
Okay, so it's moving off to the east at about 30
Yeah.
miles per hour. Let me just show you the areas. This is moving into Washington County really fast. Now, Washington County is part of this. What other?
Washington County, Northeastern Greene, Northeastern Unicoi, and West Central Carter County are all included in
so
this
this
warning.
storm, the dangerous part of the storm right now is already, it's right now passing over Highway 93 and moving into Washington County, Tennessee very quickly. So we want to give a heads up to everybody. Basically, let's just draw a line here. It's kind of moving in this direction right here. Mm-hmm. Right here. So if you kind of take that arrow that I've drawn and mainly near and north, it looks like, of that arrow is where the dangerous part of this storm is going to be heading. Maybe push it down just a little bit to the south. I want to make sure we're not leaving anybody out here. But I would say north of that line, Graysburg to Clear Springs, heading through, pushing into Washington County, Tennessee, near Bowmantown Road, Sulphur Springs. Looks like you're getting obviously some rain now. The severe part of the storm looks like it's going to pass to your south and west, but definitely here from areas around Graysburg getting hammered right now. Clear Springs, and then pushing into eventually Washington County. So areas north of Limestone especially, Washington College, heads up in Telford in Washington County, heads up in Leesburg. The part of the storm that is most dangerous is pushing from the easternmost part of Greene County right now into Washington County, Tennessee. Now I want to point out here that Johnson City is right up here, all right? Here's Limestone. All right, so if we're kind of saying area that might be most impacted by this new severe thunderstorm warning, which is in effect until 6:30, would be an area in Washington County, for example, along Highway 11E, stretching from Limestone to Johnson City. It looks like the worst part of this storm would stay to the southwest and then south of Johnson City. That's what it would look like right now. I want to put a storm. Let's go ahead and see what the wind velocities look like with this right now. And all right, so it doesn't look like we have real strong rotation. That's some good news right now. But this right here. Let's just go ahead. This is where let me show all the Washington and Greene County line, which is right here. All right, so the main part of the storm is just about and is pushing into Washington County, Tennessee. But some of the wind speeds right now, for example, as we go look up, you can see right there, 47 miles per hour, 38 miles per hour. The thing that's missing here for a tornado warning to be issued is that we would have opposing winds in the red color that would be butting right up against that. But you're talking, 40, 50 mile an hour winds up, above the ground. This is not on the surface. The radar beam, as it goes farther away from Morristown, gets farther above the ground because of the, the curvature of the earth, et cetera. But when you get these fast-moving storms at 45 miles per hour, you get that downdraft from the falling rain and the hail, whatever, is coming down. The faster that storm moves, that can actually, in addition to the wind that's being kind of forced down in advance of the storm, the fast movement of that storm can actually create additional strength of the wind field as well.
Yeah, and all of this together could cause very damaging winds, things that could definitely make you want to get into your safe place, because you could be seeing trees down, power lines down, things like that in these areas with the strong winds and the storm moving very quickly.
And sometimes we get quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's see if this is going to lock up on me. I hope not.
We have the computer back here on as well.
Go ahead and put up. Why don't we go? Okay, we got it. Why don't we go to, let's go to max 3. We got kind of a safety graphic up here, and Sydney can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so this is just basically where to go in a tornado risk, if you're in the tornado warning, or even in a severe thunderstorm warning with the winds like what we're seeing within the severe thunderstorm that's right now in Greene County. So you want to go to the center part of your house, the lowest floor. You want to be away from any exterior walls and as far to the ground as possible, lowest floor. And especially for areas that are seeing rotation, cover your head, whether it be with a helmet, blankets, pillows, anything like that. So it's very important to get as low as possible within your home, a basement preferably, but I know not everybody has access to a basement, so an interior room in the lowest portion of your home with things covering your head, such as a helmet, blankets, pillows, and things like that. That keeps you the safest. So even if you are in the severe thunderstorm warning, you do want to be in your safe place, because this can be very damaging with those gusty winds.
I mean, strong winds, let's say you get a 60, 70, or 80 mile an hour wind gust, that's equivalent of low-end tornado. I mean, so straight-line thunderstorm winds can do property damage and be every bit as dangerous as a tornado. So even, you know, a lot of times we get severe thunderstorm warnings. They're a lot of times just marginally severe. They don't produce a lot of damage, but you know, when they get wound up like this, they can cause damage, and that's why we urge everybody in Greene and Washington and Unicoi and Carter County, parts of those counties that are currently under the warnings, to take shelter in their safe place. Now, there's two storms that we are primarily concerned with. Now, the tornado warning, we haven't gotten an update on that recently.
No, we have not. It's still.
But this is the tornado warning that's in effect.
I think it just expired.
Okay,
actually.
so it expired, and I'm assuming that
I think they pulled it.
Yeah, we were talking about how the rotation looked like had been weakening. And apparently the National Weather Service is not going to be reissuing that tornado warning that was in effect for Hancock and Hawkins County. So what we can do is concentrate now on the storm of most importance, and that is the severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for parts of Greene County, really now pushing into Washington County, the dangerous part of that storm. So we might be able to say that Greene County is out of the woods as far as that particular severe thunderstorm warning. But until 6:30 for areas of central Washington County, kind of excludes the far southern tip and also the northern end of the of Washington County, Tennessee. So areas along Interstate 26 from Boones Creek and areas toward Fall Branch and so forth are probably going to be okay as far as the severe part of the storm. But areas especially south of Johnson City are going to need to obviously keep an eye on this storm. So let's go back to the reflectivity here, show you where the heaviest precipitation is. And as I mentioned, the dangerous part of the storm appears to be right along the Greene and Washington County line, and it's moving off to the east, what, about 45 miles per hour, is that right?
It was moving at 30 miles per hour,
so-
but it could have definitely gained speed from that.
Right, so let's just say
Since
here,
then.
it's kind of moving off to the east-southeast. There's 35 miles per hour right there. So, you know, there's a larger scale part of the storm, but I'm just kind of putting this cone or this area that looks to be in line for the strongest part of the storm in that zone where you see the red, and you can see some of the communities that are going to be impacted by this.
Yeah, it looks like Leesburg and Jonesboro will be the soonest impact within the next 10 minutes. 5:55 for Leesburg, Jonesboro 6 o'clock, and by 6:10 Lamar will be seeing effects from this severe thunderstorm. Dry Creek 6:13, Unicoi 6:21, and then it continues to Roan Mountain by 6:41. So by then, hopefully, it will have weakened by 6:41, but we'll continue monitoring this.
I mean, by that time, when it gets to like Elk Park at 6:51, it's out of Tennessee and into Avery County, North Carolina. So the warning itself continues until 6:30 for those counties, and I can put the warning back on and show you where that is right there. The warning includes Leesburg, which is flashing right now under the gun immediately, obviously. And let's go ahead and see what our hail tracker is indicating right now. That's an old one right there. We're going to try to get one. Might be a little bit better. That even is a little bit old because the core of the system is really farther east than that.
Yeah, so these we get new scans every 5 minutes from from our hail tracker. So a new scan should be coming in very soon.
And so here's the area that probably has the hail right now, and the heavier hail. We got Cumberland Presbyterian Church. And let's see. There we go. All right, so we got Oakland Cumberland Presbyterian Church. There's Barkley Road right here. Here's Bowmantown. There's Taylor Mill. We got Old Stagecoach Road. Here's Leesburg. There's Providence Road. And then we go farther down to the east, and it'll be heading up and getting very close to, and is approaching now a major thoroughfare in Washington County, Tennessee, and that is Highway 11E. And you can see we got Davy Crockett downstream of the storm still a little ways, but there's Davy Crockett High School. Here's Jonesboro. Here's Stuart Hill. These areas, obviously in Telford, all of you folks need to be taking cover. Now, this is not a tornado warning. I'm not going to say we're having a tornado with us right now. In fact, most likely not at this point in time. But as we put this back into motion, you can see this storm is still meaning business. Now, as far as the storm is concerned, the one that had the tornado warning in Hancock and Hawkins County, look how fast this has moved. All right, so when this tornado warning was first issued, when was that first one issued?
The first one was issued around 5:20.
About 5:14.
Yeah.
5:14. And so, I mean, these storms are moving at a really fast clip. So from 5:15 to right here, that's how fast the tornado warning storm is moving. Now, as we mentioned, it no longer has a tornado warning with it, but still could be producing some small hail and some strong gusty winds. And this is moving through areas, just came through the Surgoinsville area, and is going to be heading toward Fall Branch. But again, it's not being warned for right now, but it had a history of severe weather with it less than a half an hour ago, or about 40 minutes ago, when they issued that tornado warning. But at this point, the only severe storm that we have in the area, at least that is being warned for, is the one that just came out of Greene County and is approaching 11E and heading for Telford, for example. Folks in Telford can expect a pretty violent storm coming through, especially where we see that really heavy core, the purple, the red, the orange. That's the most intense part of the storm, moving off to the southeast at about...
It was 30 miles per hour when they issued that, but it looks as if it might be moving a little bit more quick now.
Let me just go look back. Go ahead and talk about this for a second.
Yeah, and we also received a photo from Greene County that we can pull up on graphics 3 of very dark, ominous clouds as that storm was pushing in. You can really see the shelf of the shelf cloud moving, and those clouds, you see the sky looking normal off to the right side of the photo, and then you see that shelf pushing in with the dark storms as that came in. So let's head back over to the radar. We can see that right now it looks as if this is splitting into two. The hail core is kind of stretching out a little bit and now headed towards Jonesboro, Telford, Leesburg area. Bowman Road right now is probably seeing a pretty violent storm, some hail coming down on that road. 11E, if you're driving down 11E near Jonesboro, I would definitely pull off the road, get out of that area if you can, and because this is going to continue moving towards the east as it's going at 30 miles per hour right now. And if we put a track on this, we can see that, let's put this tracker, we can see those times yet again that it's going to be, might be a little zoomed in. All right. Mountain View School, 6 o'clock, 2 minutes. McCarty United Methodist Church, 6:02. Mount Zion Baptist Church, 6:08. So those are the locations that are going to be seeing this very, very soon. You want to get into your safe place. You want to be somewhere that you can ride out this storm. Hail, very strong winds are going to be coming down. 11E, as I said before, get off of the road if you're on 11E, because that's not going to be a very safe place to be driving as we continue through the next 10-15 minutes. They're going to be seeing the hail core, the strongest part of the storm, that magenta color that we've been talking about, and it's continuing to head towards the east, eventually Cherokee Road as well. That's going to be around the time that it's pushing towards Unicoi and Carter counties, but you can see this entire severe thunderstorm warning still in effect, and it's going to continue being in effect until we go into about the 6:30, until we get to about 6:30. So this is hail damage we're potentially looking out for. If you can safely get outside and get any type of photos, especially locations that just maybe saw the hail and now is seeing a much lighter area of rain. But obviously don't go outside in the middle of this storm, but if you are in a location that you can safely get a photo of anything that's going on, we would love to see that. WCYB.com/chime in. Now, the heaviest part of this is definitely headed towards 11E right now, about 5 minutes from crossing over, headed towards Davy Crockett High School, along with Rivercrest Road and Highway 81. We're also seeing Bill Jones Road, which Mount Zion Baptist Church, all these locations within the next 10-15 minutes is going to be seeing the heaviest part, the magenta color of this storm. So we can see that this is basically the direction that it is moving in.
Okay, Sydney, I don't want to interrupt you. Let them continue to look at the radar. I'm just trying to get some storm reports here. And so far, out of Hancock County, National Weather Service indicating that there was about 2 miles northwest of Sneedville. 911 call center reporting a tree down on Newman's Ridge Road near Mulberry Gap, and another storm report out of Hancock County, indicating that a tree down on Yellow Branch Road. All right, thank you. All right, well, I'll let you all know that News 5 is on top of this, and we have 3 crews on the way right now to Greene County, Johnson City area, and Hawkins County. We're going to be looking for any storm damage that may have occurred or is occurring right now, but we do have 3 crews on the way to survey or get information on any damage that may have occurred. Of course, if you have damage, you are more than welcome to post that information on WCYB.com/chime in. But also, I mean, we certainly would welcome any phone calls that you would have as well. And that's 276-645-1522. Want to make sure I get the line that's directly into the newsroom. So if you have any damage and it's safe to get on your phone, 276-645-1522. We would really appreciate any information that you would have of any damage. I'm hoping there is none. I mean, so far, the 2 reports that we have received from the National Weather Service, let me just see if there's any more.
That's all I saw.
That's all that I've
well.
seen. So
Also, I do want to say that there is also a lot of lightning associated with this storm, this thunderstorm that's right now in Washington County. That's something we've been overlooking because of the gusty winds and the hail, but you don't want to be outside. You do want to be safe and get indoors because this is a very strong storm that you're seeing right now. It is just west of McCarty United Methodist Church, headed towards Davy Crockett High School. So we just got an update. Let's see what's going on here. The parts for Greene County of the severe thunderstorm warning were canceled. It's continuing on for Unicoi and parts of Carter County, Washington County as well, obviously, as that is where the storm is right now.
We had let folks know that a while back that it had already moved out of Greene County, but an official all clear for Greene County. But like you said, still this thing is intense, and it's affecting areas. Zoom in a little tighter, Jonesboro. Just a few locators, Glenwood Church, kind of on the northern part of this severe storm, affecting Jonesboro, obviously right now. Davy Crockett High School, we got Uriel Methodist Church, Big Cherokee, New Victory, looks like near Washington College, may skirt just a little bit to the north and east of you. Does appear, as far as we look back a little bit, it's going to be heading toward Lamar, getting kind of the southern part of this storm in Washington County, Tennessee. Also Cherokee Community Independent Free Will Baptist Church. You can see as we get into the metro part of Johnson City, there's ETSU right here. And there's Cardinal Park, and as it appears now that the severe part of the storm is going to skirt just a little bit to the west and then south of Johnson City, but that includes the Jonesboro area, includes Cherokee Elementary School, kind of on the northern part of the severe storm, and areas like Lamar and New Victory and Big Cherokee. You folks definitely are in line for the dangerous part of this storm, which is running about right through here, right through there, and pushing off to the east, southeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. So just want to make sure that you all are aware, and this is heading into Unicoi County, of course. Let me pull back a little bit here and show you. We've got Interstate 26 running right here. So here's Irwin in Unicoi County. There's Unicoi, there's Okolona, and then this then tails off and curves back up toward JC, obviously. And it would look like, as far as those folks that are in Washington County, Tennessee, now getting hammered, like areas near Lamar, so forth. But this is going to be heading into Unicoi County very shortly. And if I zoom in a little tighter here, I'm not sure. Let me just try to maybe get some mile markers on here in just a second. Let me pull back and guesstimate approximately where we're going to see this storm cross Interstate 26 here shortly. It looks like it'll be somewhere from about right here up to near Okolona. So if we zoom in a little tighter here, we can see that this is going to include areas around Zion Church, Okolona, got my lines kind of in the way here, Marbleton along Interstate 26. This also is going to be impacting areas around McLaughlin Road. It's going to be impacting Unicoi. Looks like you can see the Interstate 26 exit 34 area is going to be under the gun as we go into the Irwin area. Looks like north of town especially, you can see North Main Street right here near Rock Creek points northward in Unicoi County. That looks like the area that would be most under the gun as far as severe weather is concerned with this storm. So the farther south, let's say toward Banner Hill in Unicoi County, most likely will be not getting the severe part of this storm, but certainly it's still punching, quite a wallop now across areas of Washington County, Tennessee, along Highway 81, for example, New Victory, Lamar, Big Cherokee, areas around Pleasant View Church, Davy Crockett High School, as you see, right in the middle of this severe storm right now. Coming through, we'll be exiting Jonesboro here shortly, but anybody that's still here in the eastern part of Washington County, especially near and south of Johnson City, should be in your safe place, because this severe thunderstorm warning continues in effect until 6:30. As I mentioned, we have not had any damage reports, significant damage reports from the National Weather Service. Had some trees down in Hancock County, but I'll tell you one thing, that velocity looked pretty intense with the rotation as it was in Hancock County. It started coming down as it was moving into Hawkins County, and then eventually it weakened below the threshold of a tornado warning. But that storm that had the possible tornado now is right over Fall Branch. All right, from near John Adams Elementary School in Sullivan Gardens in Sullivan County and extending down toward Fall Branch, getting into the Gabtown area in the northwest part of Washington County, Tennessee. So, we got Highway 93, we got Bayleton Road, we've got Harmony, looking at the Allegheny Free Will Baptist Church, Hartmantown, and areas to the north. It looks like the bulk of this storm will be staying north of most of the Kingsport area. It looks like it's going to it's in the Sullivan Gardens area now, so you can see as we get a little closer to the Kingsport metro area, Vernon Heights, Rock Springs Elementary School, Colonial Heights, and those areas are going to be on the northern end of that storm that did have the tornado warning. But that storm is not being warned for right now. But we do want to now throw it over to Rebecca and Julie with some information now.
Hey, thanks so much, you guys. Great job over there. We really appreciate you keeping us up to date in this urgent situation. And right now, we're going to talk to one of our news crews.
That's right. News 5's Angelique Arontalk is on her way to the scene right now. She's going to join us by phone because it is not safe at this time to send video. But she told us that she is just passing Churchill right now. Angelique, can you hear us? What do you see where you are right now?
Hey, guys. So right now, I'm pulled off by a food city in Churchill. And what I can see are some pretty dark clouds broken up in the sky. It's still pretty sparse right now, but the winds are kind of strong right now, and it is sprinkling a little bit. So it is definitely not a good idea to be outside if you don't have to. Taking shelter is definitely recommended at this time. But yeah, it just looks like the clouds are brewing, and it's definitely a good idea to be shelter.
All right, Angelique, thank you. We know that you are continuing on to survey the damage in that area. As you heard her say, stay inside. If you don't have to go outside, please don't do so. And she said the clouds in that area are still very ominous.
That's right. And we have 3 news crews out and about. We'll be bringing you footage later on. And they are heading to Hawkins County, Johnson City, and Greene County. And we would like to see your pictures if it is safe for you to send them to us at WCYB.com/chime in.
Now, we do know that the actual tornado warning has passed, but we are still in a severe thunderstorm warning, which our News 5 weather team is keeping an eye on. They're telling us specific communities that are in danger right now, and that is still in effect. Let's go back over to Dave and Sydney to find out the latest on this storm.
All right, guys, thanks for that information. Yeah, we actually are still tracking 2 intense storms. One is still being warned for in East Tennessee. The other one is not. But let's go ahead and go back to Power 5 Doppler radar and show you the 2 storms that are continuing to keep our attention. And for sure, the storm in right now moving just south of Johnson City to near Lamar in Washington County, Tennessee. This is the storm that still has the severe thunderstorm warning with it. Now, we've got some decent rains extending up toward ETSU and into the Johnson City metro area, but you can see the warning itself kind of cuts off right near Johnson City, Knob Creek Mill, Johnson City Country Club, not in that severe thunderstorm warning, but the south part of JC getting hammered with some heavy rain, but still what looks to be the more dangerous part of the storm is farther to the south, near and just to the north of Embryville, just came across Lamar area and now moving very close to the Unicoi County line and the southern part of Carter County. You can see from near ETSU to Okolona to Marbleton to Unicoi to north of Irwin. Those areas are going to be impacted very shortly. In fact, probably already are around Marbleton, but it looks like the worst part of the storm is going to stay just to the north of Irwin, but will be hitting areas from near Johnson City, Milligan College, Okolona, on the Carter, Washington County line, and also the Washington and Unicoi County line.
So Unicoi County is still going to get the severe thunderstorm. It's still very, very strong. You're seeing gusty winds, still have the magenta colors within this storm, and it is headed towards that Unicoi County line. So as Angelique said, you know, if you can avoid being outside, if you are in the Unicoi, Carter, Washington County area, definitely wait it out a few more minutes, an hour before you head out the door, because it is not looking too great out there, and it's not safe conditions to be driving on the roads.
Yeah, and it's not, I wouldn't say this is necessarily a strong rotation, but we do have some shear here within this storm. This is the velocity wind field that we were showing earlier when we were talking about that tornado warning in Hancock and Hawkins County. But you can see, let's see here. So we've got winds here moving away from the radar, 28 miles per hour, and moving toward at 27 miles per hour. So there is some rotation. It perhaps is a rotating storm, but at this point not causing enough concern for the National Weather Service to be issuing a tornado warning yet, right?
Which supercells do sometimes have rotation among the clouds, so that would just be some rotation aloft, but
and certainly indicative that we could have some hail, obviously some hail, certainly a possibility with this storm.
And that kind of does indicate just the gustier winds that are going to be on the ground as well, how strong it's going to be wind-wise on the ground. Okay,
all right, so there we go. So this is the area of updrafts that is the strongest right now, and it just moved through and just to the north of Lamar. This a little bit farther to the east than what is being indicated by this. So we could say that this core is probably getting closer to the Unicoi County line, but nonetheless, this is pretty intense right into this area here, pretty intense updraft, and likely supporting at least some hail, maybe up to quarter-size hail, as it continues to push eastward toward Unicoi County. But as of this scan right here, it was right near Big Cherokee, pretty close to Mount Zion Baptist Church, was to the south of Cherokee Community Independent Free Will Church, and just near and to the north of Lamar and heading toward Cherokee Mountain Baptist Church. But as we put the reflectivity back on here, you can see same vantage point, but the core of this storm is a little bit farther east than that, what we were trying to show you where the hail was. So we're talking now areas right along the Unicoi and Washington County line, stretching very close to Interstate 26. Might be a good idea not to try to head out and beat this if you are, got some plans, here over the next half hour or so in Unicoi County, or driving from your destination or your location now to another place. I've just, avoid travel until this storm passes. Severe thunderstorm warning continues in effect until 6:30 this evening for Washington County, Tennessee, and also mainly now the eastern part of Washington County. You see he's got a new scan there. So really now, as far as areas that we can say are safe from this severe storm, there are still some shower potential behind it, but areas around Lamar and Telford, Jonesboro, ETSU of Johnson City, now heading toward the Milligan College area, in Okolona, for example, along Interstate 26. But the most intense part of the storm is going to be exiting Washington County, Tennessee, and moving into Unicoi County here over the next few minutes. And right now, I think we're going to throw it back to Rebecca and Julie with some more information.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Again, we're getting more information from the field as our crews head out, and also as our news team up in the newsroom is reaching out to those in the field, including the emergency director for Greene County.
That's right. We are going to talk with Bill Brown. We have boots on the ground everywhere, and that includes you. Send us what you have when it's safe to do so. But Bill, tell us what you know so far about any damage there in Greene County.
Well, we've had some trees down in the northeastern part of the county. Also some siding damage.
All right, so obviously the weather playing a role in some of the technology that it takes to get these signals back into the building. But we do know that we have some trees down in that area. Obviously the strong winds and the severe rain having an impact in that area.
So we've lost our signal, but we will continue to get back in touch with Bill Brown. He's going to let us know what he's seeing out there. In the meantime, we're going to send it back to our weather team in the studio.
We're still keeping an eye on the radar over here in the studio. We're looking right now at the heaviest part of the storm headed towards Unicoi County. Interstate 26 is right now seeing very heavy rain, but is going to be seeing that hail core in just a few minutes, if not already. They are seeing, oh, there's the most recent scan. Yeah, currently over Interstate 26 is the heaviest portion of this storm. So Unicoi Drive, definitely already seeing some heavy rain. Campground Road, in those locations, Davis Springs, Limestone, they are going to be seeing the heavier portions of this storm next up.
And you can see the magenta color. I always wondered what exactly that color was called, but you're right. I call it purple. But the purple shaded color there, right near exit 34 along Interstate 26. I'm sorry, Interstate 26 along exit 34, and that and to near Tennessee Highway 173, Unicoi Drive north of Main Street here, heading from Rock Creek area out of Irwin, northbound toward Unicoi is the area that's getting hard hit. So our friends and viewers in Unicoi definitely need to be in your safe place right now. Yeah. This would include, well, right now, Jones Chapel, Jane Whitson Drive, Pinnacle Road, for example. That's where the core has been in the last few minutes, but heading quickly and is now over Unicoi, I should say, in Unicoi County, heading toward Scott Dottie Road, Fishery Loop Road, and we'll be heading into the real high country here of Unicoi County shortly. But as we've been mentioned, as far as Unicoi County is concerned, it looks like the worst part of this does stay to the north of Irwin. Not exactly sure what that white there indicates.
I think they just gave the all clear to Washington, or portions of Washington County. I don't know what the white represents either.
Yeah, I'll take it all. So that storm continues to move through Unicoi County basically, and also we'll be moving into the southern part of Carter County as well. But Carter County is not in the severe thunderstorm warning anymore. But much of the northern part of Unicoi County is, and you can see as it heads toward Davis Spring, for example, we've got some pretty decent color there in Unicoi County on Campground Road, Highway 107 along near Limestone Cove Recreation Area. All of this intense part of the storm is right over you right now and moving off to the east about 35 miles per hour. Now the other storm that we've been following, and this was the one that initially really got us kind of scared a little bit about a possible tornado. That storm is not being warned for anymore, but it is crossing Interstate 26 currently and stretches from near Gray, for example, near Oak Grove, the Ridges. I'm not sure why DB High School is showing up on that, but that is obviously, unless it's, anyway, let's show here areas of Interstate 26.
Yeah, still a very strong storm headed towards Boones Creek, Austin Springs area.
All right, so this one's not showing too much hail anymore. So that's some good news. There still could be some small hail with that storm as it moves still through the northern part of Washington County, Tennessee along Interstate 26. So still need to keep obviously an eye on that storm as well. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of pull back a little bit and show you a broader picture of what's going on here. The main storms right now, the ones that we have to keep an eye on, are occurring in those two clusters of storms that we've been talking about here. Let me see what I got this on here. All right, so Not too much going on in southwest Virginia, not really too much. There's some scattered showers with some downpours here in southeastern portions of Kentucky. There is some lightning with, or at least there has been some lightning with the activity pushing from southeast Kentucky towards southwest Virginia, but these are not severe. Other showers continue, for example, in the eastern part of Hawkins County, just off to the southeast now of Church Hill, but that'll be coming in toward the Sullivan Gardens area again, that little cluster of showers. But the two big storms still are the one now moving across to the Boones Creek area toward the Johnson City. This one will be hitting Johnson City, the northern central part of the city. The Ridges Golf Course, that also is getting pretty intense rains right now, probably some gusty winds as well. But the only storm, Sydney, right now that's being warned for is this one right now in the northern part of Unicoi County. It looks like the dangerous part of that storm has crossed Interstate 26, though there are still some cells back to the west between Telford and Jonesboro that will be crossing Interstate 26, but the storm that has the severe potential at this point has just about pushed east of Interstate 26.
Yeah, so if you are in the Washington, Unicoi County area, especially between Unicoi and Jonesboro, if you just saw the heavy storms, there is another round headed your way, so don't let your guard down quite yet. And there's plenty of lightning associated with these storms. You can see that is not letting up, so it's not quite weakening just yet. We're still seeing quite a bit of lightning with that. So if we zoom right back in on that, you can see now there are multiple locations of that magenta color, which is good news because it's not all one strong location, but it's bad news because more locations now are seeing types of hail. Now the winds likely aren't as gusty as they were when we were seeing that magenta color in a large circle.
All right, so right now as we take a look at where we can kind of give a heads up to our viewers in Carter County and eventually into North Carolina as well. This storm is moving off to the east, still at about 30, 35 miles per hour.
Still 30 miles per hour. And it's expected 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail within that storm. So
Right,
those are the main impacts will be the hail damage.
So if we draw this kind of east-southeast at about 30, 35 miles per hour. Oop, you're not going to let go of me, are you? There we go. All right, so some of the communities now, Tiger Valley and Carter County, it doesn't look like the severe part of the storm will necessarily hit you, but you are going to get the northern part of that storm as it comes into the southern end of Carter County. This extended this warning now into North Carolina. You can see the new polygon, the yellow polygon. So 636 around Roan Mountain. Again, Carter County, not any warning, but we're just plotting some cities along the path of that red cone or red area there. That's our storm tracker that is telling us what communities and what time. As it moves into North Carolina, for example, we've got Plumtree, we've got Newland at 651, we've got Linville at 657. Edgemont at 708 and Globe at 713. So go ahead. This is the new warning as it leaves Unicoi County and southern Carter County here in the next 10 to 20 minutes. The warning has been extended now into North Carolina.
Yes, so and also it has let us know that winds now within that storm are 45 miles per hour, so they've gone from 30 to 45 miles per hour. Very gusty, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and this has extended for Mitchell County in western North Carolina and southwestern Avery County in western North Carolina. So the storm is going to continue. It's going to keep on keeping on because it doesn't look like anything's really getting in its way quite yet. So what we're looking at is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So minor hail damage to vehicles is expected, and Spruce Pine, Newland, Elk Park, Bakersville, Crossnor, Sugar Mountain, Bandana, and Altamont are the locations specifically that we're looking at for impacts. So be aware, scattered trees down power lines that could potentially be blown down. We've been getting a lot of rain. The ground is very saturated. It could these winds 45 mile per hour. The storm is just moving at 45 mile per hour. The wind gusts could be getting up higher than 60 miles per hour at this point now that it's warned. So definitely be careful for any type of trees down. You want to be in a safe location right now. And then checking back in the Jonesboro area, we are seeing just south of Jonesboro, crossing over 11E and Highway 81, headed right towards Highway 81, is going to be some heavier rain, some stronger storms. Cherokee Road is going to see, they just saw effects from this first cell, and now the second one is pushing into that area as well. So Pleasant View Church, Big Cherokee, Highway 81, if you are in any of those locations, you know, you're going to see another round of rain. Don't be too alarmed, but it's going to be very heavy and winds will be associated with it. So we are going to be continuing to monitor that. Now, Unicoi County still is seeing this severe thunderstorm, but it looks as if the heaviest part of the thunderstorm is now pushing into North Carolina right now as we speak.
Yeah, so let's see, it's kind of like the worst part is gonna miss the southern Carter County. We got definitely some heavy rain from around Tiger Valley, but here is the Carter County line, for example. Well, let me get that better. So here is the Carter County line, all right, and Unicoi and Washington County border that part, and so the most intense part of the storm, as you were indicating, Sydney, is right here. So basically, the severe part of the storm is now exiting East Tennessee. We still got scattered showers and thunderstorms as we pull back a little bit here. We're getting an update, it looks like. All right, so we still have some scattered showers and thunderstorms. The severe storm, though, is now moving into North Carolina. However, as Sydney's been pointing out also, we've got some decent storms between Lamar and Jonesboro there along Highway 81, so be cautious of that. And also a pretty decent storm is impacting the Johnson City area right now. You can see Knob Creek Road, North Johnson City, Princeton, Northside Mission, just now right near Science Hill High School, and pushing off to the east-southeast, there's Carnegie, the Johnson City Country Club. So while much of the northern central part of JC missed out on that severe storm, you're getting it now, but again, this storm is not being warned for severe weather, but continuing to track some showers and thunderstorms off to the west near the Sullivan and Hawkins County line. We can zoom in from Beech Grove Church towards Sullivan Gardens. We'll be getting close again to the Interstate 8126 junction there, the crossings, and that's pushing off to the southeast. Looks like the bulk of that cell staying just near and south of Bays Mountain, Meadowview Conference Center. Looks like Kingsport, most of Kingsport's not going to see much from that. Let me go ahead and pull back a little bit here and just give a brief overview before we throw it back to Julie and Rebecca with some final words here. Looks like Sydney, that this warning, when it expires at 6:30, will probably be the last warning. These two cells just kind of popped up. They were just kind of garden variety storms, you know, maybe a half an hour before they started to take on that rotation. And the intensity of those two storms really came on very strong. And again, we encourage you to let us know if you've got some damage from any of these storms. But I'm going to quickly go on to our Storm Track 5 7-day forecast, since we've kind of bypassed all that, and let folks know what we are expecting over the next 7 days or so as far as the weather is concerned. It does look like a cold front that's coming through. It may take just a second for that to pop up, but it looks like a cold front coming through will bring an end to the shower thunderstorms for a day, and that may be it as we go through time here. You can see we do expect, though, a return chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms on Saturday and perhaps on Sunday. Not all day rains, but we could see a cluster of storms come in late Friday night, Saturday morning, and may pop up again during the afternoon. Likewise again on Sunday, but temperatures are going to be near normal, not 846 like it says on Wednesday. Kind of put that in a hurry. But looks like we'll be in the low to mid 80s, and lows will be in the 60s with some typical summertime thunderstorms as we go through the next 7 days or so. But tomorrow we should see a break, and that's some good news. Meteorologist Dave Dirks with meteorologist Sydney Welch. Now we're going to throw it back to Julie and Rebecca.
All right, thank you so much, you two, taking us through it all as we began with that tornado watch about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, here's what we want you to know right now. First of all, that tornado watch has expired, but we do know that there is a severe thunderstorm warning still in effect until 6:36 p.m. and it's moving towards the North Carolina at this area. Secondly, we want you to know that we have crews on the ground right now. We have people on the way to Greene County, Hawkins County, and Johnson City to survey the damage. We'll bring you all that information as we gather it. We also want to let you know that we do already have reports of some trees down, some structural damage due to this heavy rain and high wind gust.
That coming from EMA Director Bill Brown in Greene County. If you have any pictures to send us, please do so at WCYB.com/chime in if you can do so safely.
Make sure you stay up to date with us on Facebook and Twitter for the very latest, and we'll see you back here for News 5 tonight at 11.